What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're gonna do an unboxing and review of the Shokz OpenDots ONE. That's plural. OpenDots ONE open ear earbuds. Now these guys have been out for a little while. I have been going back and forth when picking them up and everything. I know Shokz has been a really great, has had a really great showing when it comes to their open ear earbuds and everything. For I think a couple years now. Now they threw their hat in the ring when it comes to the clip-on earbuds, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do it because I have so many of them. So why not grab these guys and get them in? So here they are. Excited to see what these guys can do. So let's go ahead and talk price and specs. First, the price. You can pick these up for $199.95. They come in two colors, black and gray. As far as, and excuse me, before we jump in that, you always know I'll leave links in the description below where you can pick these up. As far as specs go, they go Bluetooth 5.4 with codec support of AAC and SBC. So you do not have like the high res audio codec on them, but all is not a loss. Okay, as far as battery life, you can get up to 10 hours on the earbuds, but when you include the case, you get up to 40 hours. They do offer a quick charge. 10 minutes would get you an additional 2 hours of playback time, and the case does support wireless charging. As far as water resistance rating, the earbuds themselves rate at IP54 water resistant. Now, when we talk features, each earbud, well, they come with a dual 11.8 millimeter drivers, one for each earbud with bass sphere technology, delivers a punchy low frequency sound in a compact size. You know, we would definitely test that out because that's one of the things these type of this form factor earbud really fall short in everything, and it's because of their form factor is the bass. Okay, so we'll definitely take a look at that. You got adaptive beamforming mics with AI noise reduction algorithm for clear calls. You got a lightweight at 6.5 grams per earbud, so you pretty good weight there for as far as for this form factor. You got direct pitch technology to minimize sound leakage, very important there. You got interchangeable connection, meaning that you can swap the left and right, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter which one is which, as long as you put them in. You can even put them in your ear in, opposite ways, so you don't have to worry about trying to figure out which one is which when you're trying to put them on or put them in the case. Dolby audio sound enhancement. That, I think, you don't have the codec, but you do have Dolby audio sound, so there's a trade-off there in my opinion, but we'll test that out as well. You've got multi-point connectivity, touch controls, and app support for Android and iOS. So let's go ahead and dive into this here now that we got them. All right, we're going to do this from the bottom. Again, always trying to keep things pristine as much as possible anyway, without going all ape. All right, here we go. Here I am. Look, got a zip at the top. I'm going to the bottom. All right, here we go. Look at me. All right. Kind of reminds me of the XM5 unboxings. When you unbox the the 1000X version from Sony. All right, you got the Shokz logo there embroidered embossed in rather. All right, let's go ahead and pop this off. Right up the top, you got the clip-on earbuds in case. Give you a little illustration there on it. All right, let's take that off. Underneath here, we've got the Shokz card. Tells you where to go to get the app. Okay, it says please download Shokz app on Google Play or Apple Store for various functions such as switching Dolby audio and sound modes, establishing multi-point pairing, finding earbuds, etc., etc. All right. Then, of course, you have your serial number here so you can register for your warranty. Warranty card gives you 2 years. I like that. Okay, let's see. We got here. We got us. Looks like a little carry pouch. Oh, yeah. Nice little carry pouch there. You can put these in, kind of papery feel. But A pouch is a pouch, I guess. All right, we'll set that off to the side. And then here we've got our user guide and safety information. Keep that sleeve because that'll go back. And then, of course, we have our USB-C to C charging cable. Let's go ahead and pull that out. Okay. Very nice for them to include that as well. We're going to put that back in there for safekeeping, though. All right. So let's go ahead. We're going to put that off to the side. Let's take a look at the case and earbuds. Oh, we can just slide this out the side, can't we? Yeah, we go. All right. And Shokz OpenDots. I like the matte and gloss combination there. You got the Shokz, the Shokz logo there on the front. You got your charging LED here also on the front. You got your nice little lip there to open it up. You got your charging port on the bottom, and on the back you've got your pairing button, and it says OpenDots ONE, a la the Soundcore cases, and I think the JBL cases as well. Some JBL cases do have that type of branding on the back as well. So Shokz taking some notes from competitors. Let's go ahead and take a look. Open them up. Oh, they look nice. They look nice. Let's go ahead and pull one out. All right. Gives me that vibe of the Quiet Comfort or the Ultra Opens. Gives me that look, that type of vibe. You got the Shokz branding here. I like that little attention to detail. This will be your speaker going into the ear. Got your contacts here. And I think this will be your touch controls either on the top or the bottom here. We'll figure that out together. All right, you got a nice rubberized arm here that's got good flex to it. So for us out here with us who have larger ears, you can definitely get that around and be able to enjoy these. Very nice. And of course, like they said, it doesn't matter. You can take them both out and you can put them in opposite sides. It doesn't matter. Switch them around. They both fit, and they can both go into your same ear as well. Or you can switch ears with them also. I like the compact case. This looks really good. All right, let's go ahead and put these guys in or on. All right, got some chimes here. Okay. All right, let me switch the camera over. All right, this is how they look. Again, not the loop seems to kind of hug the ear. Doesn't go out and around, but it stays real close to the ear. I like that. Very, very light feeling. Very comfortable. You can easily, just like some of the other ones, if you're not paying attention, you can totally forget that you have these in. I can definitely tell that right off the bat by just putting them on. I could tell that, yeah, I could be sitting there and totally forget that I have them in. I actually really do like that. All right, so let's go ahead, get these guys paired up and take a walk through the Shokz app, see what they have to offer. Stay strapped in. All right, let's go ahead and get these guys paired up. Let's go ahead and pop them open. All right, we are in pairing mode right now, so we do have to go in and do it the old-fashioned way. All right, there we go. OpenDots ONE by Shokz. Let's pair. All right, we got the slider, and we are in. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into the app. We're gonna get into tablet mode here. We're gonna go into the Shokz app. Make sure I don't. There we go. All right, we're back. We're in. I had to go ahead and get something corrected on there. All right, so as you can see right now, it gives you some tutorials on wearing the touch controls, which is actually on the band. I stand corrected, either the middle or the side, but the band nonetheless. And you got the squeeze. Okay, so you got all kinds of options for touch control. Very nice. And of course, you got the single finger tap. Okay, and then of course you got the two finger tap, two finger pinch. Okay, for play pause. Let's see what the other one is. You can do play pause with the single tap. You got pinch twice for the play pause. You got a lot going on in there. All right, so then of course, excuse me, for answering phone calls, you can do the single finger or the pinch. So you can do that. We're gonna confirm that. So it's crazy. We don't walk through this, but it's a lot going on here. So let's go ahead and check for an update. There is a firmware update for these guys, so we're gonna go ahead and run that, and then we'll take a walk through the app. But man, you got a lot of touch controls. Stay strapped in. All right, we are back in. Let's go ahead and take a walk through the app. Updates has all been done. So you got the name of the clips, earbuds rather, at the top. You got a picture of the earbuds here. You also got battery levels for both your left, right, as well as the case, which is always important. You've got some detailing here that will show up here. Clean case, the earbuds weekly. We can go ahead, close that out. But I love the fact that that pops up. That also notifies you if there's any updates or anything. In the upper right, you got or upper left rather, you got a little envelope there. You can go ahead and get some for messages. And of course, you got the gear button here. All right. It gives you all your other settings and stuff. You can go in to settings, and then you can go ahead and really fine tune things. You got your Dolby audio, EQ modes, multi-point pairing. You got customize your touch controls. We're gonna go through all this stuff step by step. And you got find my earbuds. You can go like that, and then you can do audible sound. Ping it now. That's what it sounds like. All right. And then when you find it, you go ahead and close that out or stop it. You've got firmware upgrade, or so you can go do that. Check that out every so often. You got prompt settings, which you can do for your voice prompt, how loud you want it, and everything. And then of course you got your they're interchangeable. You could turn that on and off to allow it to be able to swap the interchangeable charging ports in the case. I like that on. I like that, so I don't have to think about it. And of course, you got microphone noise cancellation during calls. So basically, that way they're not hearing any background noise while you're talking. We will definitely test that as well. And of course, you got your app language, and then you can select different types of modes for the app. This is app specific here at the bottom. All right, so we back up out of settings. You got and go back into the information portion here is what they call it. You've got your frequently asked questions, user guide, about Shokz. Then you got your reward survey. You can take that or not. I still have yet to take that survey. Then you got your legal documentation about Shokz and the product and stuff. All right. And then moving on down from there, you got your Dolby audio. You can turn that off and on. All right. You got your EQ modes, which I showed you, which we showed a little bit in the other section. You got standard, you got vocal, you got bass, you have private, and then of course you can do custom. All right, if you go with custom, you have your 5-band equalizer here, and you can go ahead and set that up. We'll do that a little later on as well. All right, then of course you got multi-point connectivity. Have that turned on. We're going to test that. You got your touch control options here. You go in, you got double tap, triple tap. For the single finger, then you got, and that's just touching the outer rim here, the outside here. And then of course you got your two finger pinch, which you'll be pinching the back portion here, one on top, one at the bottom. You can double pinch, and then you got the long pinch option there. So you do got a lot of options here. They say the triple tap option is in beta, but we still going to test that out anyway. We'll figure something out to do with that, just to test it later on in the video. All right, then of course you've got your Find My Earbuds. We already talked about that. Smart wear detection, so when you take them off, your audio pauses, and you put them back on, it resumes. Then of course we talked about the mic noise canceling and everything during live calls. All right, so that's basically it for the walkthrough of the Shokz OpenDots ONE. Let's start some testing. All right, we're back in. What we're going to do now is we're going to test the multi-point connectivity feature on the OpenDots ONE. So we already was in the app and showed that multi-point has been turned on. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and put these guys back in the case. All right. Oops. Well, open them up. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to turn off Bluetooth here on the phone. We're going to get these guys paired up to the Tab S11 Ultra. So we're going to go ahead and use the pairing button on the back. Get these guys back in the pairing mode. All right, where they are pairing now. So let's go ahead and get into Bluetooth settings. Let's go into detail. Scroll down, there they are, OpenDots ONE. Let's go ahead and hit pair. Yes. All right, we got the volume rocker. So we are connected to the Tab S11 Ultra. There they go at the top. So let's go ahead and pull these out real quick. Now we're going to go ahead and turn on Bluetooth on the Z Fold 7 here. And there we are. We are connected to both the phone and the tablet. So what we're going to do, go ahead and pop these on real quick. All right. So we're going to go ahead and get us some audio playing here. Let's go ahead and pull up a couple videos off the channel archives. Funny I can say that. All right, let's get that one going. All right. So we got that video ready. Actually, let's do it this way. There we go. All right, let's do it that way. So we got the video here. Let's go ahead and grab one off the archives here on the Tab S11. All right. Now, I got audio already playing off the Tab S11 into the earbuds. So what we're going to do now is we're going to pause the video here. And we're going to start audio here on the phone. All right. I got audio playing there as well. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and hit play on the phone, on the tablet, and see if audio will switch from the phone to the tablet here, thus pausing it here on the phone. All right. So here we go. No, won't. So there is no auto switching with the OpenDots ONEs. So you do have to pause your first device and then transition over to your second device. All right. So again, no audio switching, but multi-point works with no problems. Not a deal breaker for me for not having auto switching. Hopefully a firmware update will shore that up. Let's continue. All right, let's go ahead and test the mono mode and in-ear detection or on-ear detection for the OpenDots ONEs. All right, we got our audio picked out, so we can go ahead and hit play. All right, we got audio playing out of both of the earbuds, so we're going to go ahead and start with the right one. We're going to take that one out. And it paused. Took a few seconds, but it did pause. Let's go ahead and put that in the case, close it. All right, we got audio playing out of the earbud, out of the left. All right, let's go ahead and take that one out. Put that back in. We got audio playing in both earbuds or in both ears. So we're going to go ahead with the left. Let's take that off. Again, it takes a few seconds, but it did pause. Let's go ahead and put that one in the case. Hit play. We got audio playing out of the right one as well. So you can use these guys independently, doubling the battery life, and wear detection took a few seconds, but it does work with no issues. Let's continue. All right, what we're going to do now is the touch controls. I went ahead and set them up how I would like them. So we're going to go ahead and see how fast they respond. We're going to go ahead and turn on, put me in the box down here in the, all right, in the lower corner so you guys can see me. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and test these out. We got our audio ready, so we're going to hit play. Now, there is no single press option or single tap option on these earbuds, so you only have double and triple, and then you have your double press and your press and hold for the back portion of the earbud. So you do have some options here. All right, so what we're gonna do now, we're gonna go ahead and double tap on the left earbud. It does play pause for both the left and right earbuds, so they're doing the same thing. 1, 2. Got a little chime, little beep, and now pause the audio here. Now I'm gonna go ahead and try double press on or double tap on the right. 1, 2. Got the beep, and now it's playing my audio. Now I did set up triple press on these ones. That's that beta setting that they have in the app. I have it for the right earbud to skip a track, left earbud to go to the previous track. All right, so let's go ahead and try that. 1, 2, 3 on the right. Immediately took me over to this next track. I mean, really quick. All right, let's go to the left. 1, 2, 3. Back to the beginning. 1, 2, 3. Right back to this next song. And I mean, fast. These are all right. So that goes for the touch controls. Now the pinch controls on the back of the earbud. All right, again for the left and right, because once you set them, they go both way. They go for both of them. So again, working in with that mono mode feature where you can do everything with one earbud. All right, so I got double pinch. We'll pause the audio. 1, 2. I'm sorry. 1, 2. Do I have it set up right? There it is. All right, and then double press again. 1, 2. Plays it. Now I did that one on the right earbud. All right, so now here's another thing. The long press will either do volume up, volume down. On the left is the volume down. On the right is the volume up. So let's go ahead and long press on the right. And you can pre-holding it, and you see it steady going up. All right. Now here we hit long press on the left. And you keep holding it. It steady goes down. I like that feature. But again, all of them are very, very responsive. Real quick responses on them. I absolutely like that with the touch and pinch controls. And you find your happy medium with both of those, you can really rock out with these, especially with one earbud. Fantastic. Let's continue.
This is a mic test with the Shokz OpenDots ONE earbuds in a quiet location. This is a mic test with the Shokz OpenDots ONE earbuds in a quiet location. This is a mic test with the Shokz OpenDots ONE earbuds in a crowded location. This is a mic test with the Shokz OpenDots ONE earbuds in a crowded location.
All right, we are outside for ambient sound test with the Shokz OpenDots ONE earbuds. We have them clipped on. All right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to see how loud the audio has to be so that I can hear both what I'm listening to as well as the ambient sounds around me. Okay, so right now I have nothing going, but I got traffic going this way. I have my vehicle. Let me turn this way. My vehicle's standing right here behind me. I got it running, and because I have the AC on the inside because it is piping hot out here. So once I'm done with this, I'm jumping right in. So, all right, so I'm standing right next to it. You can hear it in the mic. I know you can. And we got traffic. We got some wind noise as well. So we got a pretty good test bed here. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and put on one of my, well, I'm sweating, my audio books. So best way to try this is with Open Word. And we're going to make sure we are at 50% volume, which we are. And we're going to start right there. So we got it playing. All right. Audio is playing. Now, I'm standing next to my vehicle. You can hear the engine running. You got vehicles running behind me. It's kind of low at 50%. I can hear the audio. I can hear the words, but they sound kind of low in comparison to the audio going on or the ambient sound going around me. So let me go ahead and turn this up. All right, now we're at about 60%. 60, yeah, 60, yeah, about 60% volume, and it's gotten louder. All right, so I am good right here. I think, let me turn off the Dolby. I think I have the Dolby setting turned on. Let me turn that off, the Dolby audio. See how it sounds with that. All right, now Dolby audio is now turned off, and the volume got a little louder. So I'm good at 65% right here. Even standing next to my car with the engine running and the ambient sounds from the cars riding past, and me sweating like sweating like I stole something. But again, they sound really good, really clear. I can hear the narrator on here. I can hear everything he's saying. I'm walking away from my vehicle now, and it's gotten better. I still got wind noise coming in. All right, we're gonna go back this way because the wind. That way we have the wind coming into my ears, into my face. And yeah, it still sounds real clear, nice and loud. I don't even have to turn them up from 65%. They do a really good job with that. So I did turn off the Dolby audio feature on the earbuds, which improved the sound of them. So they're doing a really good job. All right, so yeah, about 65% is where my sweet spot is. This is just my own personal setting, but I like where it is now, and I can enjoy what I'm listening to and be aware of what's going on around me. Wonderful job, Shokz. This has been an ambient sound test for the Shokz OpenDots ONE earbuds. Nice work.
All right, we are back in for the sound test. We got the Shokz in. We're in the app. Right now, I do have Dolby Audio turned off. And we're going to go ahead and jump right into customizing to the custom settings. We're going to go ahead and set this up. But first, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and play some audio with the EQ at 0 and see how they sound. So we're going to go ahead. We got our first song up. Dominique Feels I Mean. We're going to make sure we are at our preferred listening level. All right, we're right there at the orange line. So let me go ahead and put me in the box. All right, so here we go. We're on song number 1. Remember, EQ, we're doing customize. EQ is flat. Let's see what we got. All right, let me go back in. Just want to make sure. Here we go. Okay, right off the bat, you could tell it, yeah, flat, absolutely. Absolutely. So let's go ahead and see what we can do. See how they respond to the EQ. Okay. Definitely quick response. The highs, the vocals got a little bit clearer. A little bit more, a little bit brighter. Let's go here. Okay. A little bit more detail into her voice. We're going to stop about right here. All right. Now we're going to go here. All right. The background vocalists sound clear too. Let's go here in the middle to the mids. Okay. Again, liking the clarity. All right. Let's go ahead and we're going to go with the V shape. So we're just going to go ahead and do it. All right, now I moved that up. Now the bass in her voice came up a little bit. I like that. I love the instant response that I'm getting. All right, let's move up a little bit here. Again, very clear. I like the way that sounds. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to stick with this right here. I like the way that sounds. So we're going to go ahead and give this a name. All right, so we're going to update. All right, for some reason, it's not allowing me to save it. Keeps telling me name must be within 8 characters, and I got more than 8 characters there. I don't know what that is, but apparently we're having problems. So Let me see if we can save this. All right, enter name. All right, we're going to do that. I like the way this sounds with the settings that I have set up. All right, we're going to do this. And we're going to make it all one word. All right, so that's definitely more than 8 characters. All right, so let's go ahead and hit save. And it's telling me name must be within 8 characters. I don't know. So we do, let me see. Back up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, let's do this. Okay. All right. There we go. Okay, so apparently, literally within 8 characters, I had 9. So there we go. All right, so now we got my EQ setting here. We're going to go ahead and rock with that. And here's what we're going to do. We're going to do a little something extra. Let's go ahead and bring back our audio here. We're going to back this up. All right, and now what we're going to do is we're going to go in and we're going to turn on Dolby Audio. All right, let's turn that on now as well. So we got Dolby Audio on and we have my EQ settings set up. All right, so let's go back into that song and see how it sounds. All right, with that on, let's go. Okay, now you can definitely tell it's getting has a little bit more depth to it. Definitely recognize it with the background vocalist. Got a little bit wider soundstage. Yeah, very definitely. Still got the clarity. Sounding really, really good. But you got a lot, again, you got more depth to the song. I think my we're gonna test this some more, but I might have to just keep rocking with this Dolby Audio with these because it's really doing a really good job. I know Dolby Audio on some things don't help excuse me, doesn't help the song, doesn't help the music, but for these, I think it's doing a really good job. We're gonna keep going with this one. All right, so let's go ahead and get into our second song, our bass song. Let's go ahead. We're gonna go with where's it at? We're gonna go with Nipsey Hussle, Blue Laces 2. Let's try that one. All right, first, before we do that, we're going to go in. We're going to turn off Dolby Audio. We're going to listen to it without it, and then we're going to turn it on and listen to a little bit of it with Dolby Audio turned on. So let's go ahead and flip. All right, here we go. Again, nice clear with the vocals. Nice bass for a pair of open clip-ons. Nice sounding. Oh, these sound good with the bass, and these are open ear. These are clip-ons. That bass sounds nice. Okay. All right, we're going to pause that right there, and we're going to go back in. We're going to turn on Dolby Audio. We're going to see how Dolby Audio sounds. Again, I love the bass and the clarity. I mean, I'm just shocked by that. I'm surprised. All right, so, all right, let's go back in. So now we're going to go ahead, and we're going to back it up, and now we're going to test this with Dolby Audio. Let's see how it sounds. Again, giving you that depth of sound. Ooh, it sounds even better with Dolby Audio. Oh yeah. Let's turn this up a little bit. Oh my goodness, that is wow. Okay. Again, now this is with the Dolby Audio, you don't have to go up that high to get the bass that you want out of it. But again, you're still getting that great. Let me pause this. You're still getting that really clean vocals but man, with Dolby Audio on these particular earbuds, it is working. It is absolutely working. I like that. All right, let's go ahead and we're going to get into instrumental song. Man, that was good. That was good. And again, vocals, Nipsey Hussle's vocals, nice and clear. On top of that, yeah, these are all right. Let me see what we got. Let's go ahead and get into. I'm gonna go into home. Where's my instrumental song? There we go. All right, let me go ahead and jump back over here real quick and turn off Dolby Audio. All right, Dolby Audio is turned off. We'll go back in. We got home playing. Here we go. Nice crisp high keys. Good transition. Nice little rumble there. Again, sounding very clear. Very crisp with the keyboard. Saxophones. Sounds very clear. Very crisp. All right. We got that playing. Now let's go ahead and turn on Dolby Audio. We're going to do this one on the fly, though. Oh, yeah. Definitely changes the aspect ratio, the aspect of the audio. Now it's gotten depth. You got, it's like widening out, almost feels like it's widening out the soundstage, but it's definitely giving you depth of sound. Let me see if the low, and you're still getting them low keys from the keyboard too. So when it's hitting those low keys, you still feeling that little rumble there. Oh man, yeah, I think I'm gonna rock these with Dolby Audio turned on all the time. Absolutely, absolutely, man. That sounds so good, and on all three levels, man. I'm very, very impressed with the sound on these. All right, I'm enjoying these. Let's go ahead and get into my likes and dislikes of the Shokz OpenDots ONE earbuds. All right, we're back in for my likes and dislikes of the Shokz OpenDots ONE clip-on earbuds. Let me make sure we get a closer look at these guys. There we go. All right. First of all, I really only have actually only one dislike, and that is the lack of touch controls. I mean, I understand you got the double and triple tap touch, and then you got the double and triple press. I kind of understand why they went away from the single press option because of, you know, the I guess you can say the accidental touches. I understand that, but I just wish there was another another option you can use as far as maybe a quadruple press or a quadruple pinch type deal. But that's just me. I just wish it was a little bit more there. I like to have all my options available to me. But right now, as it stands, it's perfect. It works great. And they're set up for both left and right earbuds. So no matter which one you have in, if you have them both in or you have one in, you still get full functionality with the exception of the skip and reverse tracks. All right. That's independent of the left and right earbuds. So yeah, you definitely, only outside of that is the only thing I would think that's the only shortcoming of that I think they have. All right. So outside of that, I really don't have too many dislikes of these earbuds. So let's go ahead and talk about my likes. All right. First of all, I like the case, compact, easily pocketable, no problems there. I'm not even mad about wireless charging. Of course, you have. I love the way these look, the aesthetic of them. Kind of reminds me of other ones like the Bose Ultra Opens and everything. They do got that look, but man, I just dig just I just dig it. All right, I think this is like my second favorite form factor when it comes to earbuds is these clip-ons. Really surpassing the open ear ones, but in my opinion. But I do like these clip-ons. Let me see the touch controls. Even though I did complain about the lack of them, the ones they do have work wonderfully. I am not mad at them whatsoever. They work fantastic. I love the app. Gives you everything you need. You can really get these guys tuned into how you want it, and everything. Multipoint connectivity, yes. The lack of auto switching. Okay, I wish they fixed that. They'll get that. Hopefully, they'll do a firmware update to shore that up. But again, not a deal breaker for me. Let me see. Yeah, multi-point. You got, the mono mode air detection works okay. It could work a little faster, but I guess again, I'm glad that they have it, and it works. I just wish they did, like I said, a little faster. Let me see anything else. Oh yes, the sound. The sound sounds great, with the exception of flat. And when it's flat and you have the EQ zeroed out, no sir, not at all. But once you go ahead and tune it the way you want, these sound really, really good. And then you add Dolby Audio on top of that, man, these sound wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. For a clip-on pair of earbuds, that I am very, very impressed with the sound and the bass that I get out of these guys as well. It was just mind blowing to me, mind blowing. Hopefully, I can get these guys to run a gauntlet before the end of the year. I got a lot of videos to shoot, so hopefully I can squeeze a little gauntlet in for them, because I really want to see these guys go up against my Huawei's, the Bose, and the other clip-on earbuds that I do have. I would love to see how these guys would power through them, or go up against them, not just power through them, but go up against them. Let me see. Anything else? I think that covers everything that I have from my likes and dislikes. Again, not too many dislikes, but a lot of likes for these clip-on earbuds. Took me by surprise. Very, very, very good sounding, good, very, very comfortable earbuds. Let's wrap this up. So this has been an unboxing and review of the Shokz OpenDots ONE earbuds. Very impressed with the sound of these and the functions. If you're definitely in the market for a quality pair of clip-on earbuds, definitely take a look at these. It will definitely I think they are worth the price, in my opinion. And we got the holidays coming up, so you're more likely to be able to get these at an even lower price. So you definitely want to take a look and take advantage of that when it comes to these earbuds. All right. And if you like what you see, go ahead and hit the like button. If you want to join me as I continue to do videos like this and others, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. That way you're notified when videos like this and others drop. And I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.